Hi, my name is Parthiban. I am from Leadonomics, India. Today we have a great privilege to talk to Mr. Shandilia Oza. He has been in the Tata Group for almost 25 years and his last position was Chief Financial Officer. So, Mr. Shandilia, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate your time. So, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you join the group? And you've been in the group for 25 years. Why you never left the group?
Uh, First of all, I would like to thank you for, you have given me this opportunity to speak about the Tata Group to start with. Uh, See, I can talk for hours together on this Tata Group because 25 years is a too long time. And during that time, I have, as an employee, I have grown on my personal front as well as, the organization also has been grown. So the individual objective of mine and the objective of the group was so integrated that I always felt that I am with a great company, great organization, and I was thoroughly enjoying all my days of working and continuous learning. And it was indeed my privilege to have come across leaders in the group where I was growing in my position, and their individual uh, learning which I got from them is so immense that no management group or no management school can talk about, because all of the leaders from whom I've learned, they were actually walking the talk, very down to earth people, tremendous respect for an individual, and think is empathy, which is the hallmark of those great leaders from whom I have learned. And just to tell you, thing is, in a book called Good to Great, Jim Collins has mentioned about level 5 leaders.
Yes.
I could rate so many of them as level 5 leaders. And even if you look at it, it starts with, thing is, as a philosophy, if you, these are the outcomes, and I would say lead and lag factor. But what is the lead factor? Thing is all about introspection of yourself. And this introspection, thing is, it's a continuous journey, and that is very important. That once you start asking question, who am I or who are we, from the organization point of view, the kind of answers you get, you know, it helps you to develop as a better human being.
Okay. So tell me, in your journey, you have been a leader for a very long time. How did you build leaders under your organization?
I think this is a very good question. Thing is, I can again quote. Thing is, Dr. J.J. Irani. He has once told us that leader is a one who create more leaders. If you are not able to develop leaders in your organization, you are no good leader. So first and foremost thing is that you have to have people around you who are more competent than you,
Okay.
more capable than you. Give them the responsibility, and then review them and on their performance and on their potential, and develop a succession, because a very important part for any organization is to have continuity. You have to have a process. So typically, thing is, you also continue to review that how good you are developing leaders. And then even very important aspect in this aspect is that, as if you talk about succession, predecessors exit is also as important. Predecessor has to see that, thing is, at one point of time.
So I'm sure you must have faced a lot of challenges, right? So can you give one story or one instance of one challenges and how did you overcome it especially in the space of leadership and the people development?
Uh, I can talk so many, but thing is just to tell you that thing is and it is related to people, it is related to employees. We were a small company, and we were being told that now we are going to merge with another group company, and there was a communication one way from the leaders from a bigger company, uh, and which was not accepted well by the employees.
Yes.
And this communication was actually one way, without taking consent, without taking them as a dialogue. Moment we came across, thing is, and there was a lot of chaos at that point of time in the organization. But very important part is that when this was communicated to the leaders, putting everything aside, this was considered on absolute priority, because people is the most important aspect of any organization who can either be an enabler or disabler, not the technology, not the processes. So actually people drives. So immediately, thing is that our board of directors have taken corrective action actually overnight. So this shows that thing is, when in terms of crisis, it is very important that somebody has to get into the problem solving. Not only problem solving, but you have to have a decision. Otherwise, sometimes procrastination of decision, creates a lot of further challenges and complexities.
Absolutely. Yep.
So that is what I always feel, that it is in case of problems, in case of challenges, you have to take people along.
Awesome. So one final thought to our young generation, if you have to give them a quick 1 minute, what they can pick up, what they can learn, what they can apply.
Again, the aspect of and this has to be a way of life. It is not just once.
Okay.
So some discipline, some process. If you get into orientation for that,
Absolutely. Yeah.
it gives you tremendous mileage, and it gives you tremendous confidence to live happily. And thing is, I always tell that thing is, JRD Tata used to always say that any nation, thing is, don't rate them by their quotient of wealth, but you should take quotient of happiness, in any country as one of the performance indicator.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So we were talking to Mr. Shandilia Oza, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.